Since 2001, CESI has been one of the leading amplifiers of community college student voices. The focus group work that has always been conducted alongside the survey research provides a deeper glimpse into the experiences of this significant but often overlooked population. To illustrate, community colleges enroll 41% of the nation's undergraduates, and they bring with them to college many challenges and commitments. These include, but are not limited to, family obligations, employment responsibilities, and financial insecurity. Here are a few more facts about community college students. A majority are part-time. Community college students tend to be older than students at four-year universities. Many rely on financial aid. Whether they are enrolled part-time or full-time, the majority are employed. Additionally, 29% are first generation, 15% are single parents, and 20% are students with disabilities.
Then you're lost, really, when you go in. And that's what happened to me. I went in and I knew what the approach that I wanted. I knew what I wanted to go after. And so I went after that. But nobody said, what about your job? What about your home?
Right.
What about your children? What about the time you need to spend with your wife? What about church?
Right, they don't tell you none of that.
And so now I have a schedule that I have to put all of that to the side so that I can focus only on schoolwork. And so it's schoolwork, bed, schoolwork, bed, schoolwork, bed.
Time management is a big worry. I need to make sure I have an A on this upcoming test and my son is happy. And I have to have family functions and I have to shop and I have to maintain my home and clean. And how can I get all this done, basically? Every day it's, did I read enough to get me through the next class, basically.
In the past, when I have, I've had to work full-time and go to school part-time, which is extraordinarily difficult. I actually ended up keep trying to get back into school over the course of 7 years. It's only been within the last year that I've managed to complete a semester and pass all my classes. And I found that I just had to kind of take a step back from school and take, a year, 2 years of not even trying to take a class and just working full time. And I found that the type of job I had as a barista was extremely helpful. It helped me learn my limitations in sort of real world applications rather than just these ideas of okay, well, this is what you're supposed to do to manage your time. I spent a lot of time just working and not going to school, which is really unfortunate, but it was the only way for me to learn how to balance my life, before school, before taking on school.
It's not easy. It's really not. And I have to admit that honestly, I was a lot better at my studying and I was a lot better in my classes when I had the ability to just completely sit down and focus 100% on my classes. And now that I am working full-time and I switched to a part-time student, I feel like my class load didn't change because the difficulty of the classes just got upped. So I'm working just as hard as I was last semester, but now I'm working full-time on top of it. And it's really hard to find that balance and timing between everything.
My biggest worry is just maintaining just the cost of living and then still going to school and doing really well in school. It's hard working a full-time job. Let's say you're working 40 hours a week. It's hard working a full-time job going to school because school itself can be a full-time job. So just kind of finding a good balance between the two.
I think that we do face that of contributing to the financial welfare of our homes, and then having to somehow in that trying to find time to study. I've just I was encouraging my friends, for example, to go to college, and some of them are going to college, but I've just heard this, that some of them are thinking of working maybe for one semester and then going to school the next semester, then taking the next semester off to work, and having that pattern because they see it the means that they can pursue their education. So I think that's the greatest factor that it's handicapping us.
A challenge in terms of money. If it wasn't because of financial aid, I wouldn't be studying in the first place. So it's kind of challenging. Even when I'm a part-time worker, it's not enough. I mean, my parents are pretty poor. So that's the thing about that. And sometimes I've struggled the most with the stress about the money, and not just for my classes or the assignments that I have to do. So that's kind of hard to think. Yeah.
I had been warned about all the challenges of college, and I believed that things were going to be a lot different, a lot harder, but I still didn't prepare, and I'm kind of having trouble because of it, just keeping up with my work and stuff. So there's just a lot more to keep up with.
Despite all of these odds, community college students turn to their institutions to learn, acquire job-related skills, prepare to transfer to four-year universities, and enrich their lives. Across countless hours of focus group footage, students, faculty, and staff at colleges across the country have consistently spoken to several themes around engagement and success. In the coming months, we will be sharing curated playlists that illustrate these themes, each introduced by a SESI team member.